This tutorial will show you how to work through a lesson in personal wellness and how to submit your work correctly. But before you get started, it's important to make sure you have all of the technology you need to be successful in this class. You need to make sure you have a computer with access to high-speed internet and that you have all of the software downloaded from our software page. Especially important is that you make sure you have Office or OpenOffice and that you've downloaded QuickTime onto your computer so you can view the videos in the lesson. Okay, then it's also important for you to make sure you've created a class portfolio to save all of your work in. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to minimize this window. Right-click on the desktop or wherever else you're going to save your class portfolio. Choose New, then Folder. And then you can rename it Personal Wellness. Oops. And it's that simple. Now you have a portfolio to save all of your work in. It's important to save all of your work there so you can access it easily for tests and quizzes, and if you ever have to resubmit something, you know where to find it. Okay, let's go back into Blackboard now. Once you've completed the introductory lesson, there are 7 lessons within each quarter that you'll have to complete. To get into a lesson, you'll first click into the lesson folder, and then what you'll see is instructions and a review lesson. So the first thing you want to do is preview the review lesson. Go through each page, make sure you can open all of the videos and that you can see everything within the lesson. This isn't a lesson that you'll actually submit for points, so just go through it and you can always go back to it to review. When you're ready to complete the lesson for points, you need to click into the assignment submission folder. Here, the same lesson has been broken up into 3 parts. So first you want to click in part 1, and then just make sure if the lesson doesn't show up, you click on the link on the left hand side right here. You're going to start with page 1. You want to read through the page, and on every page there's usually a self-check or activity for you to do. So I'm going to read and then answer the question, and you can check your answer right here and the points will show up. Then you go on to the next page and click the self-check there, read through the paragraph, check your answers, and again here's your points. It's very important on the last page of each part of the lesson that you scroll down to the bottom and you hit the Quit Lesson and Submit Score button once you've completed all pages of the lesson. This will send your points to the gradebook. You'll get a message that says that your score has been submitted and you've completed the lesson, so click OK. And it'll take you back to Blackboard. Once you've completed a link here, you cannot go back into this link. If you do, your points will be lost, and you may not be able to resubmit the points again. So go into these links only once. Once you finish part 1, you want to go on to part 2. Then you want to go on to part 3. I'm going to go ahead and open up part 3. And in part 3, there's usually assignments to do. So let me show you how to save your assignments into your portfolio. There's usually an independent work assignment. This is called Your Turn. So just click on the link to open the assignment. It's very important here that you click Open. And then you go immediately to save this in your portfolio. Then make sure you save the assignment with your first initial and your last name, and then click Save. If you don't take that extra step at the beginning to save it in your portfolio, for one, your assignments will be everywhere, but another reason is that sometimes the assignments won't get saved properly. So it's very important that you take the time to do this step with each assignment that you have to turn in. Okay? I can minimize it and go back into the lesson. There's also always a discussion board forum that you need to answer. So here, read the instructions for the discussion board, and then you're going to minimize your lesson. And then you need to actually go into the discussion board, or you can click on the link here to go into the discussion forum. Find that discussion forum. The instructions are also here for you to reread if you need to. Click into the discussion forum. And then to add a posting, you need to click the Add Thread icon. Make sure you put a subject. You can just call it the same subject as what it is. Then you need to post your answer here. And then it's very important that you click the Submit button. Don't click the Save button. The Save button will save it if you want to modify it later and you don't want it to go to the discussion board yet. But when you're ready to send it to the discussion board, make sure you click Submit so that your teacher can read it and grade it, and that your classmates can read it. Once you've clicked Submit, you should see a link that says Wellness Inventory, or whatever you've titled it, to your post, and your name will be there by the author. That's how you know your post has actually been submitted. Okay, I'm going to go back into the lesson. The last page of all lessons is the submission checklist. This is designed to help you make sure you've completed everything you need to in the lesson. So just go through it when you've completed everything and make sure you check everything off. You can click Check Answer, then Quit Lesson and Submit Score. Okay, this will take you back into Blackboard. And this is also kind of a checklist of everything you need to make sure you've completed. Remember, once you've completed a part of a lesson, you don't want to go back into it because you will lose all of your points and you won't be able to resubmit your answers. So, there's also places to upload any assignments that you've needed to upload here. So, to upload an assignment, for instance, here's the goal setting assignment. You're going to click on that link. And then here where it says Attach Local File, click Browse. And then remember, I'm going to go into and find my portfolio, find the assignment, then click Open. And then it's very important here to click Submit, not Save. So click the Submit button, and then OK. There's also a link here to get to the lesson assessment, so you can click on that, and then find that lessons assessment, click OK, go through and answer the questions. You don't need to click the Save buttons here, but once you've completed the test, you need to make sure you scroll down to the bottom and click Submit. And that's the basics of working through a lesson in your personal wellness class. You can always check My Grades to check your progress, and good luck this semester.